I have no conflict of interest to disclose. And as Arun said, I will be talking about Zoom, some tips for best practices in Zoom. I was given 10 minutes, where really I would need 10 hours. But I think I found a work around that in these 10 minutes, you will be able later to get access to all the tips I wanted to share with you. First, I would like to do this poll so I get to know you better regarding how have you been using Zoom. And please tick here all the answers that adapt to you. I mean, probably you've done this an attendee, but also a speaker and also an admin. So please tick any of the lines that apply to you. Arun, who's managing the polls? I cannot see the, oh, here they are. Okay. So I can see that very few have never used Zoom. Most of you have used it as attendees, but also we have a big group of speakers and even of hosts. Okay, this is good. So by the end of this presentation, I expect that you will be able to access a mind map. In this mind map, I put all the tips I wanted to share with you today, but won't be able to. And also, I would like
Dr. Eduardo, it seems you are on mute.
There we are. This is the content I intend to develop, show you now, but please, Arun, take my time and do not mind if you have to stop me when my 10 minutes come over, because anyway, everybody will be able to find all these tips in the mind map I will be sharing. So please take a look at my time.
Surely.
So this is the mind map I was mentioning. In this mind map, I've tried to divide the tips, those that are for presenters, for hosts, and for all of us. In the mind map, you will see the tips. And at the end of the tip, you will see a circle that if you click on it, you will get more tips. And if it has an arrow, you will be able to go to a video or to another resource to read about that tip. Regarding equipment, my first recommendation is always try to use a cable connection. Most of us are usually on Wi-Fi, but Wi-Fi, even if it looks good, can have cuts for seconds, and this can spoil your presentation. So always try to connect your computer to the router or to the modem. Some may say, well, this is not possible. I'm very far from it. Okay, move your computer near to it. And if you don't like the background you get there, then you can use a virtual background. Also, test your speed, and you will see using this website, speedtest.net, how much more speed you get when connected by cable. The next recommendation is use more than one monitor. Especially if you do this a lot, it's good to have several monitors. Here you can see this is my laptop, and this is where from I'm talking now. Here I can see the presentation, that is what you're looking at. And here I have my phone that's connected as another participant, so I can see exactly what you are seeing. Where to put what depends. I put my PowerPoint in presentation mode on the laptop, because here I have together the camera and what I will be looking at mostly. So my eyes wander less up and down. Try always to look your best. Looking good depends on many things, of how much care you take of your backgrounds and how you dress. Depending on the webinar or meeting you're attending, dress code can change. So what you must keep in mind is that dress as you would dress if this, what you are attending would be a face-to-face meeting. Lighting is very important. Never put a window behind you. Overhead light is not that bad, but much better is getting the lighting from a window. You say, okay, but at night, what happens? Or I don't have windows. Well, then you can put a light in front at the top of your monitor, behind it. It can be any lamp, but better still, one of these circle lights that will give you the best illumination. That's the one I'm using now. Here you can see my setup, and you can see here the light I am using in this case. Position your camera. Usually people put their phones or even their laptops below, so you do not get the best images there. So whether you're using a phone or a laptop, try to set it up so the camera is at the level of your eyes. Try always to do interactivity. In 10 minutes, there is not much interactivity I can do, but interactivity is very important because it allows to evoke previous knowledge from those who are there. This allows me to determine their knowledge on the topic and adapt my talk to that. It helps them and me identify false assumptions, and most important of all, it helps connect new knowledge with old ones, with those who are attending, and this is one of the ways, the most important ways, where things go into long-term memory. Zoom has several ways you can do interactivity. The polling system you already saw. When you set it up, remember that you have two options, single choice and multiple choice, and that the default is single choice. So make sure you change it if you want people to select more than one. Security has also been an issue, an important issue for many. And there are many ways you can take care of not letting people invade your private Zooms. One of them is using a unique ID, requiring always a password. Passwords or waiting rooms are going to be mandatory starting September, so that will go in by default. Also, do not allow other than speakers to share the screens. Never publish the link publicly. I've seen many doctors publishing on Facebook their ID and the password, so anyone with that can enter the webinar. Once, especially if it's a high-stake meeting, once the people you want in are in, then lock the room and be sure you can handle the controls that allow you to kick out someone or to disable their camera immediately. Finally, the last tip has to do with the recording post-production. Most people record Zoom and then upload the whole webinar into YouTube. 1 hour webinar there can be looked at the first time, but if you want to get back to any part later, it's very difficult. So what I recommend is using different products that allow to put a menu on the side, like Screencast-O-Matic in this. You have the menu here and you can navigate to any part of the video you want. Screencast-O-Matic also allows to put in a transcript. This can be very helpful, especially if you want to add subtitles. Screencast-O-Matic allows you to move forward or backwards on 10 seconds increases, and also allows you to change the speed. Many times when I am looking at a presentation, I already know a lot about it. I put it into 2+. And if I'm watching a presentation, I know very little and it's in another language, I can put it in half the speed. This is very handy. So we have seen that all these tips and much more you will find on the mind map Arun will be sharing with you. Remember using a cable connection whenever possible, using the correct lighting, and putting your phone or computer at the level of your eyes. Always use interactivity. If you have more than 15-20 minutes, shorten your lecture, but have a lot of interactivity with those participating. Take care of security and try to use a software that will allow you to get a first level quality post-production. Thank you, everyone.